evening to you, Malik, in Adenta, and Gridco. I don't know where to place you, my son. Lennox Adu from Daewoo in the house. Lying back in the sofa, radio blaring. Dokojia Hine, Nana Apredi Hine. And there she is, Eugenia Sintimedi, ever faithful, ever sure. Francis is in Accra. Abu Mohammed from Japan. Nana Kofi from Vandal Shipping, I see you. Uncle Sam Botiano Red Top, I see you. Alfred Nazer, I see you. Benedicta from Madidome, thank you for tuning in. To the HR department of SNET. SNET headquarters to be specific. The HR department. For a lovely bunch of people. Good evening to you, Dr. Dapa, the people's doctor. Professor William Babwating, VC Methodist University. Lawyer Martin Pebu. Good evening to you, Council. Bishop Samuel Mensah, always tuned in, always giving the moral support. Bishop, thank you so much. Bishop, I hope you're tuned in from Ghana this time. International Bishop. And they say playtime is over. One day I think we just have to do a roll call for a whole hour. Hey, Ajiman Joseph, I heard something today. Ajiman Joseph, well, I don't know whether it's your birthday, but I have to acknowledge you. Shem and Asantua, always tuned in. Thank you so much. Maxwell Eduoche, I see you. Threes and treats at UPSA. Threes and treats at UPSA. I have a message for you. Right after the show, I'll let you know. Sarah Mountful inside Winneba, I see you. have to start the way we start. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Kwao IV, chief of the only republic within the republic, the little republic of Akwemu, Edumasa. And I say, thank God it's Monday. Another beautiful opportunity for us to meet up as one people to perform radio's finest ritual, a ritual that has created a family of like-minded citizens. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Every Monday at this time, right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Folks, and our topic today, to veil or to hijab. To veil or to hijab. Let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, what we have before us today is a very sensitive subject. But there's nothing that's bigger than us. We've always dealt with these things. So it should be dealt with as such. Again, permit me to generalize, look at the issue broadly rather than, being too specific and pointing out people. I want us to look at it on a very broad nature. So please permit me to do that. But once upon a time, not too long ago, in Wesley Girls' School, had the issue where female students wearing a hijab did not conform. And this issue created a national debate. National debate. And it seemed as though, as a country, we did not have religious tolerance. One time, a pastor friend of mine told me something, and I think it's quite profound. Pastor Fresh. Pastor Fresh. And he says, Nana, we all know we came from God. And that at the end, when we have played and served our time, we'll end up back with Him. Mankind's problem is the way in which we go back. We've all agreed that we came back, we came from Him to this earth, serve our purpose, and after we go back to Him. Mankind's problem is the way in which we go back. The Jewish have their way, the Muslims have theirs, Christians have chosen their path, Sikhs, Buddhists, Shintos, Ekanka, Latter-day Saints, the traditionalists have their way. And we all have chosen a path, a faith, a belief. And this simple action, this simple belief, the simple understanding, folks, have created conflicts, crusades that have crushed towns and people, destroyed families. Countries have risen up and gone to war, and indeed probably have killed many than any other cause in history. All because we have chosen a different path to go back. Ansah, we have just chosen a different path to go back. Folks, religion to a very large extent is man-made. Unless someone can tell me that God is Sikh or he's Buddhist or God is Presbyterian. You never know, maybe somebody has that evidence somewhere. It is largely man-made. You grow up, find a club, you join it, be good at it, and hope for the best. And this has been a major problem. Folks, if there was an index for countries with religious harmony or religious tolerance, between 1 and 3, Ghana will be placed. If there was an index marking a people, a country that have religious tolerance and harmony, between 1 and 3, we cannot leave Ghana out. Folks, I quite remember the chief imam on his 100th birthday, his centenary, going to Reverend Palmer Baku, Catholic bishop, to celebrate and pray and thank God for his centenary. Such a major milestone for a huge Islam cleric or imam, the national imam. Meanwhile, he has a beautiful mosque sitting there in Nima. But that morning, he went to the Catholic church, sat there to pray, to celebrate, to thank God before he went to the mosque. Now, that was the ultimate show of tolerance, of maturity, of leadership and peace. Dr. Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharipot. Now, no wonder he's still alive and blessed and still functioning at 106. Just say, we're ready at framing. I'll come for you. Enjoy. 106. That single event, I think should be added to Ghana's greatest moments. It should be inscribed somewhere. It should probably be taught in schools that was one of Ghana's finest moments, one of Ghana's greatest moments. That we are able to live with our differences. Because one of the fights or one of the conflicts that are very difficult to resolve is religious conflict. Because if I say my God is Amma and your God is Ephia, we are fighting. Who then is going to agree that your God is better than my God or my God is better than yours? I mean, how do you get people to agree that your God or your way of worship is better than mine? So it becomes a very difficult conflict to resolve once based on religion. If it's land, you take the land, I give you money for the land, all that stuff. At the end of the day, you will sort of. But when it's religious, it's a different story. So that single event that the chief imam did, oh my God, I am sure history and posterity will definitely judge him positively. Folks, our focus of discipline in our schools have been narrowed to marginalization. It bordering on it's bordering on ahoya, including this, cutting of hair. You have to cut your hair. If you don't want to cut your hair, then go to a private school. And there's so much energy on focus on the physical appearances. There's on the physical appearances of the students, to the point where a student in hijab caused so much problems. And yet, after all this hair cutting and dress like this and look like this and, don't be, generally, we are bringing up students who are very dishonest. We are bringing up students who are too quick to get to the illicit drugs, very low IQ, very little exposure, very ill prepared, cheat at exams. And when they come for job interviews, it is heartbreaking. When they come for job interviews, it's heartbreaking. Those who even turn up at the job interview late and don't even know, haven't even bothered to find out what it is that this job premises even, what they do. What is up here? What school about? And yet, during school, so you have to do this. Your physical appearance has to be drab, and you know, that's like a poverty mentality. Just also, you know, and so the real things that we need to imbibe in our students, we don't. Honesty, uprightness, speaking well, articulation, you know, arrive on time, good attitude. No, here. Those here. Go to court to drag everybody to court. Go and cut your hair. Really? In the last exams that came, you know, so many of them just failed. And we hear all the stories where, you know, we are buying papers and allowing them to cheat. And so after going through all the haircuts, don't wear the scarf, you get where I'm coming from? We do all that. And the products we bring out are mainly sometimes not fit for purpose. So how can we not see that we may be focusing on the wrong kind of discipline in this AI world? Students at Penfield, students at Association are soaring fantastic grades, and yet they braided their hair. Those who have their veil or hijab have it on, and yet they are producing percentage-wise better students. The character of what we are producing should be more important. Why are we using the lowest denominator to equalize? My friend's daughter, I remember once upon a time, was going to school and she, for medical reasons, had to keep her hair. And all through the 3 years in school, the mother would have to go and be fighting with some teacher or seeing the assistant head in academic. Just say it was a torment till the child finished school, and yet all she had done was had really neat cornrow and does not affect or kill anybody. I don't even know how she enjoyed the school days, but she said every time there was some issue, who died? Who died? The character of what we are producing, the character of what we are churning out. And I'm talking in the hundreds of thousands, 500,000, 600,000, and we are just worried about their haircut and not their confidence, not their ability to debate, the ability to face this world which is moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute. The speed with which the world is moving, AI, all this is no. Kona koyuti. Folks, is it possible to teach our children that education is a leveler? So that if you are in a class with Bill Gates' daughter or son, and your father is a janitor, so far as you find yourself in that class, you are a leveler. If you all pass as doctors, you are all doctors. That education will level you out. Can we teach them that a good name and integrity is equal to currency? I'm sure we can teach them with examples that integrity and a good name is a currency on its own. It's a currency on its own. It has value. It opens doors. It opens doors. It grants opportunities. Folks, all my life, anytime I see a picture of Mary, Jesus' mother, she has a veil or hijab. Anytime I see Jesus' mother, Mary, she has a veil or hijab. There is something decent and modest about the veil or hijab. There is something decent and modest about it. So in this fast-paced world, if a young lady wants to appear modest and decent in her appearance, how much distortion does it cause to any uniform? To any uniform. How much distortion? Like I said, Mary dresses the same anyway. And she was chosen to bear Christ. If we are talking about some artificial hair, if we are talking about some weird hair dye, red, gold, green, akolani school, wada niti red, gold, green, or some outrageous haircut which doesn't add up. But for an aketesia to cover up, I think the jury is out. To veil or to hijab. If you are Khadija and you cover up, it's hijab. If you are Mary and you cover up, it's a veil. But they both portray modesty. And I am saying that yes, there should be some uniformity in the appearance of our young girls or students. But in this day and age, is it possible to teach girls how to braid, and that every Sunday morning you need to wash your hair and braid it neatly before you come to class on Monday? Can that discipline also be imbibed in them, or is too much? That if you choose to keep your hair, do a nice neat cornrow into when I went to school, they taught us how to stitch, how to sew, how to do something with your hands. Why are we using the lowest denominator at all cost? The jury is out. Hi, Nana. On this matter, we could. Hi, Nana. On this matter, we call being playing the ostrich around it. That who visited who at a place of worship or not? Is it not? Is not the issue. The issue is one group should stop being violent at the other. Then the other will accommodate them, and the more as Francis, I can't get it. Muslims go to the mosque removing their footwear. Christians go to church wearing their footwear, with most of the women exposing their cleavage. We miss out on doing the important things in school. Rookie is in Hacho. Hello, Rookie.
Hello, Nana.
Okay, I want to hear your good evening, and I really want to hear your views on this.
Nana, in a country where the major in the minor, this is definitely what we get. Because if we are ready to major in the major, we won't be here. So you expect the girl child to behave properly, know how to keep herself when she goes. But then at the early stage, you want to ignore her and expect her to be perfect when she goes. Where does this happen? The very country you run to don't go through this colonial sort of thing that we go through. But yet they are prospering. We churn out students every day, but look at our character. The average Ghanaian is a thief, always looking for ways to steal from the other. That's who we are. And I'm just hoping with watching your submission today, we do better going forward. If not, we are doomed. Because the future of our kids is not assured. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This one is from Susan Edu Amankwa. It says, Nana, when we were in Holy Child, we were allowed to braid our hair. Just it had to be cornrow. And I kind of agree. Of course, at school there, you should have some uniform and acceptable, way of keeping your hair. And I think it's even a discipline. Knowing, say, at least once a week, you must wash your hair. And if you had a way of bonding and keeping your hair before you come the next week. How can this be a year? Just say, we spend so much energy. Say, and then those in the chassis and those in the GIS and those in SOS will come up with all these fantastic grades and produce produce upright students. They produce upright students. Well, Nana Kwao IV.
Yes.
Let me hear your thoughts.
You've been my truest teacher. What do you mean now, you?
Let me hear your thoughts on this one, Nana Kwao IV.
Okay. So, I really thank you for today's conversation because for a very long time we've been focusing on unnecessary things. See, and when you look at the people that state agencies are chasing, that they've done a lot of damage to the country. See, none of them are in long hair or any dread or anything. Or they wear fancy suits. They are in low cut or sakura. But look at the kind of damage they are doing to the country. But you see, they are the ones that when we see, we say they are properly managed. Okay, so when you have a long hair or any dreadlocks, they say there's something wrong with you. Automatically, you are the devil. That's how come these people can do us this damage, because we don't even look at them, because they are not in long hair or anything. See, you see this Mary picture you spoke of. It's even fake, but they worship it. Same as the Jesus one, an actor in long hair. See you in long hair. They have nothing wrong with it, and they worship it. Nana, let me share something quickly. There was a time I went to visit my parents, so I went out with my mom, and we saw this guy in his car, but had a very nice dread. And when my mom saw him, I said, "Look at the Sakawa people." And I just look at my mom and I'm like, "Why would you say that?" And he said, "Well, look at what's on his head." And I said, "Oh, so just because he has long hair, he's Sakawa?" And he said, "Yeah, that's how they dress." And I said, "Mom, so what if me, I came home with dreadlocks? Would you say I'm Sakawa?" He said, "No, you there, I raised you." I said, "No." He said, "The only reason why I don't have dread is because my hair is not growing like I want it to grow." And then she's looking at my face. I'm saying, "Mom, you are making a mistake. I have a down haircut. But you have no idea if I'm committing any silly crimes. You have no idea. But the fact that I have long hair, short hair, You think everything is cool with me. You think I'm the perfect child. But I'm not anyway. He might be even better than I am. And we have the conversation. And ever since I stopped doing that thing. And this hair thing, there's this school around my area. All of them, whether you're a boy or a girl, if you want to keep it, you can keep it. It's just that all of you keep it in cone row. And I see them all the time. It's very nice. When this result came, I see that they've gone back to the school having a small party because apparently they did well. But look at us. We qualify being decent and well-mannered to only when you cut down your hair. And this has become a debate. And I'm like, are we serious? So the young fan said we didn't know. And we thought that this was how it's supposed to be. We are getting to the point where we are realizing that matter. Some of these things, it means nothing. So for us, we are keeping it neat. It's the least of it all. To get to train people to be well-mannered. It's the least of it all. But here we are. Yeah, I pray that one day we see the light so that we don't focus on these unnecessary things and this become a debate that we focus our energies on. So I hope we change. And as time goes on, we all see the light. I don't do religion anymore. Because just like, Nana, just like you said, it's man-made. And I realized this when I was in high school. And I stopped doing religion. I worship my God, all right. I don't wake up every day, go out there to commit any crime or harm anybody. I do my little good, and I thank my maker, and I move on. I don't do religion anymore. Because I realized that a lot of things didn't make sense to me. Some of the things that we hold on to and we will crucify another for if they don't subscribe to the ideology of ours, we crucify them. I realized that didn't make sense to me. So right now, I live life based on reality purposes. And I'm done.
Thank you very much for
Let me go for someone to come.
Thank you. Good evening, Nana. It's always an issue of identity. If only we knew the essence of our hair. Shame mixing Yeboah Bros Barbecue. 0302-216-541. Hello, I have Shem on the line. Hello, Shem.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Your 12 students is here. And then we have courses into our shop. Monday is Charlie.
Good.
I'm reporting.
And greetings to your old man. Greetings to your old man.
Okay, I'll tell her. I think last week she even made me send a message, but I didn't read it. Very apt message. I wrote a poem about this when I was in the military.
Wow. And
it's so apt to date. And when we are even talking about identity, I believe this is a whole issue about identity. Africans. We are not even called Africans. We are called Archiblans. Africa was named after somebody who discovered the air and all that. So until we really go into that set of deep identity, who are we as a people? Why are we this? Why do we have this hair? Why does our hair call by itself? We will still be torn going around like this. I believe all this thing came when the white man came in. They wanted us to conform. The missionary schools, when you had sacred locks, the thing is not called dreadlocks, it's called sacred locks. It's sacred. Nobody does it like that. That's why we see in quotes people who have gone go on the street, their hair are knotted and twisted like that. It will twist by itself, it will knot by itself. Now when it comes to our education system, you're wayward, you're misguided, just like our politicians. It's equally misguided. Why would you let somebody, let's say if the parents allow the girl to grow her hair from childhood to let's say 13, 14, the person should grow her hair for 13, 14 and cut her hair just to fit into a 3-year educational system. And then we are believing that when this person steps out, this person will be able to know how to take care of her hair. We believe that this is not the way for a girl child to grow. But you see, the timing of this message will be seen as maybe we are giving and we are throwing more light on something that is needless. But this is very, very critical. Your hair, we when they finish cutting their hair, now when they come out of school, they are accustomed to buying other hair. Somebody has created a business out of that. Now the Bible so who we are all born. Do you know what the hair represents? The hair being on our head. Do we know what it even represents? Like we are so lost. We are so lost. Now, popping see a big dream when you're saying, no. The only idea maybe it suffice for a period, but now let us cast all away, let us throw all away, let us rediscover ourselves. I agree with the previous caller. Everything he said, but concerning religion, until you ask yourself that question as an individual, to be an exercise in futility. What do you say? So many people will not even have their voices because they will say, and now one and a couple of school, and I don't person to see our girls or me. They would look at the trivial issues and talk about it, forgetting that they are women and their hair represents a lot of things. Even read the milk, we are not even supposed to cut it. We can, when we go even into the Bible, it's there. But we would be dilly-dallying with it. So, no, a very out topic. There are more issues we need to do. That me, I believe it's just simply put an issue of identity. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Once upon a time, right, we were doing business, my friend and I, in the UK, right, selling, tractor equipment. And we were dealing with one white man, and we're dealing with a guy who lived in Sweden, and he was supposed to be Ghanaian. We hadn't seen the guy before, but we were dealing with Richie Scott, who was a white guy. Right? So we paid Richie Scott because he had a machine, Scott. And then this guy from Sweden also had a machine that we wanted. And I was supposed to go and pick him up from Stansted, right? And when I was leaving home, we decided if the guy was going to sleep in the couch or if he sleep in the bedroom, because I had a 2-bedroom flat. Mom had come to visit, so which means I have to give up my room for the artist. So as soon as I see the guy, I called Mom and said, "Oh, we better sofa room." Why? Because he had dreadlocks. As soon as I saw him, ma, we better sofa room. I rasta. So I wasn't going to give up the bedroom. You know something? Richard Scott ran away with their money. He literally, Bonino, ran away with our money. And this guy, our black brother with the locks, turned out to be the nicest human being ever. Folks, I even got goosebumps. He turned out to be the nicest being ever. And we dealt with him for the years to the point where now he could ship the machines or the cars to us before we gather money and pay. Obronini which is called GSC kana trum origani machine ya masikama. But who's on the phone? Ajima Joseph.
You owe me another phone service.
Is today your birthday?
And I hope you're doing well.
I'm very well.
And I don't give you a specific reason why these students should always cut their hair.
I don't know, for conformity, for uniformity, for simplicity, for convenience. I don't know.
And at first, when they have a long hair, they braid their hair. It looks like they see themselves to be groomed, and they will be practicing what grown-ups practice. But these ladies, the moment they have big chests and they are able to shake, they can do anything. So they can even cut their hair, whatever they want to do, they will do. And we have these young ladies in private schools. They put on all sorts of hairs, but for all you know, they also perform. So I think it is not relevant thinking that they should at all costs cut the hair. But come to think of it, I'm also asking, why the military also saying that when you are a recruit, cut your hair? Have you gone to that side to find out why?
Well, I guess with the recruits, I mean, because you could become Uncle War. So they are saying, you don't have time to braid your hair or comb your hair because there's. But I don't know. I don't know if that agency would come in a school setting.
And which I should understand that when there's war and there's a hassle or tussle, they can get something to hold out of you. So for that, it's understandable. For me, I think the students, the most relevant thing is to let them study. But I don't think the hair will play any major role for them not to study. That's my take on that.
I agree with you. Ajima, is today your birthday?
No, sir.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm a Monday born, so every Monday is a special day for me.
Thank you, sir.
And I got with you.
I'll be with you too, my brother. I'll be with you. Folks, I think we have gotten to a stage where we must really focus on the IQ, the exposure, the uprightness, the discipline, the honesty, the fortitude of the students we are churning out. we must really look at that. Rather than, come in looking drab, look poor, look minimalistic, look like something out of Flintstone. And then when it gets to exam, we'll go and buy the exam, buy papers for you, and we get you to cheat. And who are we deceiving? Who are we deceiving? And then the secondary school says the primary school students that are coming are not fit for purpose. The secondary, you go to university and they also saying, the students coming are not fit for purpose. The job industry is saying the graduates coming into the job, everybody is saying nobody's fit for purpose. And yet still, they go through this same discipline over and over and over and over. Over and over and over. I think we need to pause and really channel our energies into the character that we are churning out. We have to channel our energies into the characters that we are churning out. But if all we are bothered about is how drab and how poor and how minimalistic that they look, well, they will come out with the same. Well, what we put in is what we get. Maxwell is on the line. Hello, Maxwell.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Maxwell, I can hear you. Let me hear your comments.
Okay. In respect to cutting of hair,
Yes, sir.
I think they have to deal it in respect to demography and areas in which the students find themselves. Is in places like schools located at East Legon, Damsuma, Cantonment, parents can afford upkeep of the children's hair. But if the child is schooling at somewhere in the north, village, Pota, and all those things, like sometimes it's difficult to keep their hair.
Well,
even for what to eat,
hold on. So,
it's even a problem.
hold on. Let's say you live.
So I think
Maxwell,
keeping your hair.
Maxwell, hold on. If you live up north, are you saying once a week you can't wash your hair and do cornrow?
You can.
So it's not compulsory that everybody must keep their hair. But I'm saying if a student chooses to keep their hair, I don't see why they can't wash it once a week and Sunday, I don't know, whether after church or before church, do your cornrow. And they should be taught.
You see, peer pressure and all those things also setting. So most students will love to also leave their hair. That's also part of it.
Well, I get you, but yes, if you want to leave your hair on the basis that you do your cornrow, don't forget that it hasn't always been the case. So it just, happened, I think somewhere in the 80s, that's when the haircut things that came in. Before then, people, you just have to do your cornrow.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Before then, you still had to do your cornrow, and they survived and they passed, and they didn't die. So, well, reminder, the 15th edition of Women Call to Worship, 15th edition. Can you believe it? 15th edition. Women Call to Worship, and that's on Saturday, December 13th, 2025, 11 a.m. at the Disciples of Christ Ministry Wager. Disciples of Christ Ministry Wager. And Hinire Giftianti obviously hosts this show, and this is the 15th time. It's an amazing show, program. If you've never been, do not miss it. Disciples of Christ Ministry at Wager. If you want more information, you can call 0208861919. 0208861919. 15th edition of Women's Call to Worship. My sons and daughters again, University of Professional Studies and PR workshop are inviting all students, staff, general public to the mega exhibition sales fair happening live on campus 12th of December 2025 at exactly 9 a.m. The Threes and Treats UPSA will be present with their special treats, special pastries and yogurt, freshly made and ready to be served. The event brings together young professionals, communication experts, live demonstrative displays, and networking with young entrepreneurs. 12th of December, UPSA. Be there. Join the fun. Oliver, Nana Kwao IV. If you drop the A, it becomes Kweku Misa, and it's just like my name. International producers, thank you very much. News headlines up next.